Alright, before I start anything, I just have to put a disclaimer letting everyone know that there's going to be some late game spoilers in this video, and that if you don't want to see anything beyond a certain point in Animal Crossing, then I would advise you not to watch this video because, yeah, there's going to be some spoilers. Alright, so when I first got this game, I was not thinking that this was going to be what I was going to do, but this is what I did. I'm gonna catch all of the octopuses. Okay, look, I already caught two of them. I already got them. This is already being recorded, like way after all this happened. So look, I got Octavian and Marina already, and I'm gonna show you how you can get any villager because I'm gonna get Zucker right now. I'm gonna show you how. It's gonna be simple. It's not gonna be simple actually. It's gonna be kind of convoluted and a little bit crazy. Not really convoluted, just gonna take a lot of time, a lot of effort, but it's definitely worth it. If you want any villager, this is the way to do it. So first of all, I gotta say that I did time travel to do this. So you don't need to time travel. I do want to make that clear. I don't think you need to time travel. I just did it because I'm not trying to wait, I don't know, a whole ass month for a villager to move out. You know, maybe longer. I'm not trying to do that. So I decided to go day by day, you know, and just time travel and do all my chores, the daily, you know, get my rocks, get my bell trees and all that, and then move on to the next day, talk to all my villagers I want to, you know, do that day to day in the span of a couple of hours. So that's the way I did it with this. And if you want to do it a different way, I think, like, if you don't want to time travel at all, I don't think you have to. And also, I should note that this was all being, well, I would time travel just within the span of 1 week. So when I got to this April 7th, I would go back to the April 1st, just because I didn't want to spoil for myself any of the, you know, different seasons or anything like that, since this game is only like a week old and I already traveled like 100 days or something. So anyway, basically this strategy, if you want to use it, you're gonna have to use Nook Miles. It's all about the Nook Miles, right? It's all about, I mean, this game is all about Nook Miles. So you gotta get those Nook Miles, and really you gotta have a plot available at your town. So to do that, you know, most of the time, you know, at the beginning of the game you'll have some available, but once you get up to 10 villagers, yeah, you're gonna have to wait for a villager to move out. I don't really know if there's a way to force it. I think that there's some stuff you can do with Amiibo, but I don't got any Amiibo cards. I'm not about to pay Nintendo. That's why I did this whole shit. So I already paid them for the game. But yeah, so basically you have to wait, go day by day, and that's kind of what you've been seeing me do. You know, do your basic shit, you know, get some fruit, you know, get some rocks and shit, and get your Nook Miles, you know. This is basically the time, if you want to be grinding out Nook Miles, I think this is the time you want to do it, when you're waiting for a villager to move out, because you can get a lot of Nook Miles potentially, because you're going through a lot of days, whether you're time traveling or not, and you could really, you know, make a lot of Nook Miles in this time if you really wanted to, and it's a little more casual than like when you're, because you could just wait and just grind them all out when you start getting the, you know, when you have a villager move out, but that I feel like is more grindy and tedious. So I would recommend that right now. Try to like get as much Nook Miles as you can if you want. You know, see what daily tasks you can, because you can every day get those ×5 ×2. You know, those are really fat. You know, and you know every day you get new Nook. You know, you get the Nook terminal shit. So do that. So do those things. You'll get a lot of Nook Miles. Eventually, you know, you'll see some islanders of yours have the little thought bubbly thing above their head. And that sometimes, you know, it'll indicate like, hey, you know, I want to sell you this shit, and you know, all that. But sometimes, right, like with this time, Anka told me, you know, she's wants to move out, and that she, you know, wants to have an adventure somewhere else. So I'm like, yeah, okay. And y'all are gonna drag me because I don't like, not that I don't like Anka. It's just that I wanted her to move out because, well, I want Zucker, right? So I don't really care if she moves out. Although she's a cute villager, I like her. But once you move out, you can, you know, once she does this, once you have this discussion with her, she, the next day, you know, goes and she fucking is, all her shit's all boxed in and shit. And if you're wondering if time traveling affects any of this, basically, like if you go back a day, it'll act like you are in the same day, kind of like. So if you go in the past, so like Anka moved out. I got this interaction on day 6, April 6th, I should say, and then I got she was moving out her boxes on April 7th, and then I time traveled back to April 1st, and she was still moving out her boxes. But basically, I don't think time traveling into the past fucks this up anything. But if you time travel, like if you skip a couple days or if you don't play for a couple days, then that will mess this up because of your town will I assume I haven't done this because I want to get those villagers right, but I assume that they'll move in someone automatically. Tom Nook will. So if you don't you don't want that to happen. So you need to be on top of it when your islander moves out. And then when they move out, eventually they'll have this plot of land. It'll say plot available, and that's really important. So when it says plot available, you know that you can go to the island and get some islanders. You can get those. I had 28,000 bells saved up from all of those times that I was waiting for Anka to move out. And yeah, and that gave me, a lot to do. And I just did I did them all at once. I got fruit. You want to get some fruits on the islands that you go to, and then you want to get your rocks, maybe do all that stuff if you want to do that. It's up to you what you want to do, but this way is pretty quick when you build up a lot of Nook miles and spend them all at once. As you can see, I'm getting a bunch of villagers. Maybe those are some of the ones you want, but I doubt it because some of them are fucking ugly. I'm just gonna say that. Sorry, like the monkeys. Sorry, the monkeys are fucking ugly. Sorry. Some of the monkeys are cute, not all of them. But anyway, so yeah, I hear you. This takes a lot of time, and it's a lot of random chance. So if you think that this is a process that you want to do, then I'm just gonna have to say this is very much up to the odds, and that's it's kind of like shiny hunting. You're gonna have to hopefully you find it. Hopefully for me, I just gotta say Octavian really didn't take it. It was kind of grindy because he was the 10th villager I had. But I would say probably maybe took me 20 trips or something to the islands, which maybe is like 40,000 Nook miles. And then Marina took me a lot less. She only took me maybe like 10 trips, like 20,000 Nook miles. So really, like, I think I got pretty lucky with how quickly I got those villagers. When I got Eugene, actually, Eugene took me like 80,000 Nook miles. Oh my god. Literally, for this stupid fucking koala. I love it. I love it, though. Anyway, so if you want to do this, it's kind of grindy. It's gonna, potentially takes a lot of time. Maybe you'll get Zucker as a first villager. I doubt it, but that'd be really cool. But here I am. I was kind of grinding it out. I did this all in one day, by the way. I just sat down, fucking grinded it out. My eyes were, at this point, they were they were bleeding a little bit. So yeah, maybe not do it all at once like I did, because I was it definitely was like hurt at the end of it. I will say my retinas were burning, but it was worth it. It was worth it. So once I ran out of Nook miles, I decided that I was gonna just do some of those daily activities, and that's kind of why, like, on the day of where I'm starting to look for all those villagers, I don't do any of the Nook miles to start with, just so I have some because you don't know how many. It could be the first villager you encounter, right? So like you don't know how many Nook miles you need, and you don't want to just like waste them, I guess. So I decided to do them all at once, and then I would start grinding out the Nook miles. And also a great tip here is that you can look in your achievements and see maybe there's an achievement you're really close to. Those achievements give you a lot of Nook miles. Some of them give you like 2,000 just up front, which that's pretty good if you want to go on a Nook trip. That's one whole ass villager you could look for. So yeah, this is potentially a pretty grindy method, and it definitely I got kind of burnt out, I will say that, but it totally works. Like, I got Octavian, I got Marina, so it totally works. Yeah. All right, so at this point I was out of Nook miles, and I was just kind of grinding them out. Here's some of the planting some trees and stuff. some flowers. I don't know why I said trees. And I took my glasses off on my Jesus costume, because this is definitely not a octopus cult. Just want to throw that one out there. But this was I was getting really tired. I was kind of deciding, if you don't, you don't have to. If you want to stop and then come back to it, you can just write down the time and date and go back to that time and date. Go to sleep, whatever, do whatever, come back, change your switch clock, reset, whatever, and then it should be where you left it. I did that with Octavian when I first was trying to get him. So yeah, eventually here I get the Nook Miles I need, and I actually found Zucker, which is some crazy shit because I didn't think I was gonna find him that night. I really was like, oh my god, this is the last. This is really hilarious because this was like, oh, this is the last one. I'm going to sleep. It was like 5 a.m. I really took like the whole day. I'm saying the whole day. Like, I maybe from like, I was grinding it out from like 9 to like, I don't know, 5 in the morning, basically. Like a long time I was playing this game. My retinas again were fucking burning, but I fucking found the most pure villager in the entire game at me. Okay, fucking Zucker, who looks adorable, and I also want to eat his face. Literally, he looks like something that anybody would want to eat, hopefully, unless you have horrible taste buds. Just gonna throw that out there. So I don't know, maybe you're a vegan, I don't care. So here he comes. I had him move in the next day. He'll they'll tell you that Zucker moved in at the announcement, right? Fucking with Isabel. And then you can go and visit him, and there he is. He's fucking in his weird fucking house, moving all his packages in. So that's pretty dope, and you'll know for sure if you're a paranoid bitch like I am, if after you talk to him on your island and invite him, you'll know for sure that he is coming to your island, because when you come back, you can see that his plot available is now sold, and it should say Zucker on it. So this is a really fun, like, not fun sometimes, it's kind of grindy, but it is like so much better than what used to exist in Animal Crossing, and it is rewarding, and I would say it's fun. You know what, it's like shiny hunting. It is. When I found Zucker, you have no idea. Oh my god, it was like 5 in the morning, and I totally was like, oh, like I was so shocked. Like I did not expect it. And look, that's what this is like all about. Every time I found an octopus, it was shocking. I was so excited, so and I time traveled. Maybe some people are gonna say, oh, I'm a cheater or something. I don't know how you can fucking cheat at a single player game, but I'm not gonna go into that shit. But anyway, maybe some people will say like whatever. Either way, I spent 165 hours on this game already, and I think you don't even have to time travel to do this. So all of this stuff, you can easily just do day by day if you want. Wait for a villager to move out, save all your Nook Miles. All those nookie miles, all those fucking capitalistic raccoon miles. But yeah, and then you can just do it all at once like I did, and I think I proved it. Look, I got it within, I would say 32,000 Nook Miles. That took me. So, that was about I can't do math. 16 trips to the island. Yeah, so that's not that bad. I don't think that's that bad to find an islander. Albeit I did travel to the island, spend a lot of islander. Like I've spent a lot of like maybe, I want to say maybe 300,000 bells just on Nook Miles, not bells, Nook Miles, just on Nook tickets, island tickets. Excuse me, I'm fucking it up over here. But yeah, it's Nook's. He got this new gig he's got is really works out for all of us, I think. So if you want to do something like this, I would recommend time traveling because it's a lot easier, and going just day by day, waiting for one of your villagers to move out eventually, and you can totally find Zucker. Totally, you can have an octopus village. I'm gonna try to find all these marsupials next, because I'm weird. I like all of the fucking creepy ass kangaroos that have hive mind babies. I love it. I think they're cute. I think they're all cute, but except for the monkeys and Anka. Funk Anka. Here's me. Fuck Anka. Here's me throwing away her shit. So fuck Anka. Anyway, if y'all like this video, go ahead and give a like and subscribe. And yeah, maybe I'll make some more of stuff like this. This is kind of a new thing for me. I never done this before. It was definitely rewarding though. I got that Zucker and that Zuckerberg. I went for that Zuck hunt and I got it. The Zuck hunt. You guys heard of the duck hunt? This is the Zuck hunt.